Hi everyone, welcome to our webinar. We would like to inform you of the following in advance. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask them during the presentation in the question window. You will find the question window in the upper right corner of your GoToWebinar window. The questions will be answered in a live Q&A after the presentation. After the webinar, you will receive an email with a certificate of participation. We will now start the presentation. Enjoy.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Sarah Pinter from Graphisoft, and I'd like to share how the Graphisoft ecosystem empowers architectural teams to design boldly with confidence, precision, and collaboration at every stage. Every great building begins with an idea, but bringing that idea to life requires coordination between countless details, design intent, data, materials, and performance goals. That's where the Graphisoft ecosystem comes in, turning complexity into clarity. It all starts with Archicad, our core design tool built by architects for architects. Flexible and intuitive, Archicad adapts to the way architects think and work, supporting everything from early sketches to detailed documentation. It combines creative freedom with powerful data management, so every decision is backed by real-time information. Its intuitive interface helps teams focus on design while ensuring that technical accuracy and performance stay aligned. The magic truly unfolds when Archicad connects with BIM Cloud and BIMX. BIM Cloud enables seamless real-time collaboration no matter the size of your team or where they're located. Everyone works on the same model, sharing updates instantly, maintaining version control, and eliminating data silos. Coordination becomes effortless, even across distributed studios and international partners. With BIMX, design communication and coordination extend beyond the studio. It transforms project data into immersive, interactive experiences that everyone can understand, from clients and consultants to builders on site. Reviewing and commenting on the latest design is easy, transparent, and engaging, keeping every stakeholder connected throughout the process. To complete this connected workflow, a bidirectional connection with dRofus ensures that project data from room requirements and equipment lists to detailed planning documentation remains organized, consistent, and traceable. While Archicad offers flexibility in design, dRofus helps tighten up project control and data accuracy, keeping the entire project aligned. A change made in Archicad syncs seamlessly with dRofus, so everyone works from a single, reliable source of truth. This unified environment doesn't just make work faster, it makes it better. When all stakeholders share accurate, up-to-date information, errors are reduced, rework is minimized, and creative energy can flow where it matters most, into design innovation. At Graphisoft, our vision is simple: to make data and collaboration feel natural, so technology empowers creativity instead of limiting it. With Graphisoft products and dRofus working together, you have a connected ecosystem that transforms how teams design, coordinate, and deliver. Because when information flows freely, design freedom grows. So as we explore today's topic, I invite you to think of data not as a constraint, but as a creative partner, one that helps you design smarter, collaborate better, and shape a more sustainable future.
Hello everyone, my name is Thomas Saugstad. I am a BIM consultant here at dRofus, working from the headquarters in Oslo. So what is dRofus? dRofus is a data management platform. Imagine having a centralized place for all of your building's data. Your requirements, specifications, your item lists, all of your objects, all in one centralized place. Everything from A to Z. So why does this matter? When designers and planners are trying to manage a complex building project and all of its data, and they work in isolated tools or spreadsheets, everything gets messy very fast. You end up working and doing duplicated efforts. You end up spending all your time chasing down the right revision of a spreadsheet or just searching through emails, meaning just you end up spending a lot of time and a lot of money on duplicated efforts. And this is where dRofus really shines. Centralized data management. Now every stakeholder, the architect, engineers, consultants, can add their information to one centralized shared platform. And everybody's just responsible for their data. Architects can model all of their rooms and equipment in Archicad. Consultants can add their data too. You can have hospital managers adding all of the requirements into one centralized place. And the beautiful thing is that everybody's just responsible for their data. And when you mix all this together, you have one database where you have all of the information accurate and available for the whole projects at any given time. And here's the best part for our Archicad users. It's our bidirectional Archicad plugin. It means that you now can synchronize all of your efforts from Archicad to dRofus and back. It means no more duplicated efforts, and you don't have to worry if you're working with the latest requirements, because it's all there in the synchronization. This means you have a better collaboration. And basically, you can do more of what you love, designing. A quick example here in Norway is a healthcare planner Sykehusbygg, which actually requires dRofus on all of the governmental building projects, like the new Drammen hospital. They use dRofus to keep all of their data accurate and structured through all phases of the project. But the real magic happens when you see it in practice. So I'm excited to introduce Elizabeth Meyer, an architect from Link Architecture, who was a true dRofus champion on the new Drammen hospital. She used dRofus and Archicad together to make collaboration smoother and data management easier across the whole team. So, Elizabeth, over to you.
My name is Elizabeth Meyer, and I have almost 30 years of experience as an architect. I have worked many years for Link Architecture in Norway, and I worked on all kinds of complex projects during these years. Housings, educational, and now the last 10 years, hospital projects. Drammen Hospital is a brand new acute hospital. It's almost 129,000 square meters, and it serves as a hospital for almost 500,000 people in the region around Drammen. It's got around 4,000 functional rooms, like hospital rooms, and a total of more than 5,000 rooms when you include all different rooms, not the hospital rooms. My role has been to be a BIM project manager for the architect group. The architect group has consisted of architects from Link and also Ratio architects and Bølgeblikk architects, all highly skilled hospital architects that really know their way around a hospital. So my job has been to ensure that they all have the right model spaces to work in, and that they work in a way that serves the project in the best possible way, considering the BIM requirements from the clients, all the deliverances we have throughout the different phases, and also that our exports, the BIM models, can be used for the best of the process. The good points about working with the combination of Archicad and dRofus is that dRofus gives you all the requirements in the project in one place. Requirements for the rooms and for the equipment in the rooms, and all kind of requirements that the client need to communicate to us as architects. The synchronization options in between dRofus and Archicad really gives us a good way of synchronize all these demands into our model. Then we can visualize it for our architects. We are, as architects, quite visual in the way we prefer to work, so a database setup can be a little bit challenging sometimes. But if you have some rooms that have special demands, could be X-ray shielding, we're in hospitals, we can synchronize that into the model, and through the graphic override of Archicad, we can visualize it so that we have a visual reminder of which rooms we need to give special care. So that's the thing we really appreciate. And also we appreciate the flexibility in dRofus to give us different kind of overviews of elements in dRofus, of the articles, of the demands they set to the project. Sorting different columns, sorting the information flow we need. It's really good, and it gives a flexibility that again gives us more control of the project. Working on healthcare projects differs quite a lot from other projects I worked on. They can both be classified as complex projects, as for building structures and technical systems and everything. But the hospitals are like complex projects on speed. They have so much more demands to the different kind of rooms, functionality of the rooms, workflows, technical systems in the project. It's not just water and air and electricity, it's a lot more. And the client's demands are very specialized. All these demands and requirements need to be addressed in a very systematical way, which again is where dRofus comes in as the communicator for all of this. What I also think is really good about the database system way of working is that dRofus opens for support network for classifying other things than just rooms and equipment. There can be systems for classifying different building parts, everything from doors and windows to walls and roofs and flooring. For some of these things, you need generic coding, which the data can support for us, so we can concentrate on being good architects. For other things like doors and windows, instances and having control of every single one in the project is really important. And the support from a database system there is also really good. It helps us delivering on very technical demands in the project. Balancing the flexibility of Archicad with the structure in dRofus, I think it's got a lot to do with being true to the phase you're in the project, which phase you are in. If you are in a preliminary design stage, the rooms, the size requirements and the flow between the rooms are the most important ones. And when the design progresses and you come into the further stages, equipment and how the rooms should work concerning what's in it becomes more important. And then when you meet the construction phase, it all comes together in a one-to-one scale. You can check the rooms, you can check the equipment, and you can also use dRofus for different building parts for classifications and documentation. So I think it's about being conscious of where you are in the project. Not going too far, but not going too slow either. There are always lessons learned, and there are always things you would choose to do differently in the next time based on the experiences you get in your last project. But I think maybe the most important, if you have a project where you have a dRofus database, just use it from day one. Don't be afraid of just jumping into it. Don't be scared of messing things up. I mess things up all the time, but there is help to get, and just use it and explore the possibilities. There are always tips to give to other people in the same situation. Working on a large project like this is a bit like eating an elephant. You need to cut it into very small pieces and take one piece at a time. The most important is to establish a good relationship with both the client and the requirement owners, but also to your own project management. Establish good communication lines and communicate about the requirements in the project. And don't put yourself at the bottom of the food chain as a BIM project manager. Put yourself up there together with the project management, because it's the communication between the two of you that can establish good routines and good information flow for the whole team. And it gives you an opportunity to give good support to the architects so that they can do their job in the best possible way.
Certain types of buildings, such as healthcare facilities or airports, come with very detailed and complex building programs. Functional requirements derived from the building program are best managed in specialty tools such as dRofus. In this video, you will see how the building information model in Archicad can be connected to the room and item database in dRofus, and what benefits this tight integration brings to designers and clients throughout the various design phases. The project we are using to demonstrate the capabilities of the Archicad dRofus connection is a private medical center. It has departments such as an inpatient ward, urology, diagnostic imaging, and so on. With the help of the connection add-on, a bidirectional link can be established between the BIM solution, Archicad, and the dRofus room and item database. After you start Archicad, a menu item called dRofus will appear on the user interface with all the features. After forming the concept of the building, the architect starts shaping the interior, creating the functional areas with the actual rooms and the connections between them. The rooms are represented by zones in the Archicad BIM model. Zones get linked to the rooms in the dRofus database and are synchronized between the two applications, which helps the architect best adjust the design to the client's needs. In the dRofus database, the rooms are arranged into the required departments and are completed with the information describing their required characteristics. Each room has a name, function number, and a programmed area requirement. We are going to bring these into Archicad. As the architectural model develops, all the zones are being connected to dRofus rooms. The zone room connection ensures that parameters are synchronized bidirectionally. The upper half lists the available dRofus room parameters on the left and the Archicad zone parameters and properties on the right. Below, we see the paired parameters and the direction of the data synchronization. Users can define any kind of properties for zones and then synchronize information through them with dRofus. We'll bring in the room function number, programmed area, and a size comparison value. Let's enable the Place Rooms mode in the dRofus add-on. As you can see, we're linking the zone to a dRofus room during placement. The intelligent connection recognizes and shows only the available rooms not yet linked in the list. When placed, the zone automatically recognizes the bounding surfaces and adjusts its shape to the available space. The zone stamp displays information about the zone, for example, its name, number, and area. By enabling the dRofus panel, we can check the status of the elements and see if they are linked or not. This panel also helps link zones after they've been placed. Now let's synchronize with the dRofus database. In the pop-up dialog, you can select the range of zones to sync, selected zones, zones on the current floor or all zones, and which database we wish to update based on the other. We can choose to update both Archicad and dRofus by checking both options. If we check the zone again, we'll see that the properties are now filled with information. These properties not only store information, they can also be used to visualize characteristics of the elements, in this case the rooms. One of the greatest challenges for the architect is to make sure that the size of the zones satisfies the client's needs. Archicad's graphical override functionality allows for changing the graphical representation of any element based on parameters and logical connections. This, in combination with the Archicad dRofus connection, later provides a very powerful quality assurance for the design workflow. Now, please observe that the color of the zones has been changed to either green or red. Zones marked in green fulfill the area requirement, but red ones are smaller than specified. The architect now simply needs to adjust the design and change the size of those rooms to comply with the building program. Archicad's unique marquee tool allows for a very simple graphical editing workflow if we want to modify shapes and sizes. In our case, we can stretch and change all the included elements in one step. Note that the wall connections remained intact, and the zones on both sides adjusted as well. Let's synchronize with dRofus to check the new area of the zones. The bathroom changes from red to green, indicating its enlarged area now complies with the requirement. As the design evolves, the next major challenge is to manage the large amount of equipment placed in the hospital rooms. The Archicad dRofus connection also helps the architect correctly specify the type and amount of objects in the BIM model. In our example, The client specified the equipment he wants to have in each room through room templates in dRofus. For example, in this patient double room, we need to have 2 adult beds, 1 table, and so on. The connection between items and Archicad objects is established with their BIM ID field, which in this case contains the Archicad library part name. But of course, other identification data can also be used. They contain information such as their budget price, which we will sync into Archicad. Let's switch back to Archicad and take a look at the floor plan layout of the double room. The architects have already furnished some of the rooms, and for this they used intelligent Archicad library parts. To show you an example, let's open the Objects Tool dialog and search for hospital equipment. Archicad allows you to search for BIM content in the local libraries and on certain object database websites as well. Additionally, you can find further content on the web and even bring in elements from the SketchUp warehouse. Archicad objects are highly customizable to fit multiple processes. Let's place this bed in our hospital room. Now, similarly to zones, let's see the Archicad side of the Object dRofus item connection. As you can see once again, the library part name used as the dRofus BIM ID establishes the connection. In addition, we bring in the item number and budget price data from dRofus. The dRofus connection provides a workflow for checking if the designed furniture match the required equipment list. Let's select one of the rooms and check the equipment. Thanks to the planned versus designed equipment feature, architects can check the zones one by one on the current floor, or all of them together. Let's see the selected zone. We can also limit the displayed equipment list to show either all the equipment inside the zone, or only those where the amount differs from the requirement. As you can see, one bed is missing. Duplicate the one we placed earlier, and check again. Now, all required items are placed and positioned correctly in the room. We can synchronize object information with dRofus items. Objects, as well as each building element in Archicad, can have similar properties like zones to store information about them. In our example, please note that the item number and budget price values have also been synchronized from dRofus. In this video, you saw how seamlessly your Archicad BIM model can be connected to the dRofus database. The bidirectional synchronization of information supports the design process from the early phase right through to the delivery, and the accumulated information can be used further during the operation of the building. Archicad's design workflows, extended with metadata coming from the dRofus connection, form a very powerful integrated solution that helps architects work fast and error-free, and deliver high-quality designs to their clients.
Just a quick reminder, today's webinar is being recorded, and the on-demand version will be available for you to watch at your convenience. So whether you want to revisit a specific part or share it with a colleague, you'll be able to access the full presentation anytime. Also, if you haven't had a chance yet, there's still time to ask questions. Feel free to drop any remaining questions in the questions window in the upper right corner. If you are interested in Graphisoft solutions, scan the QR code on the left to learn more about Archicad. To discover how dRofus helps structure project requirements, maintain data accuracy, and keep teams aligned throughout the design process, please scan the QR code on the right for more information. Graphisoft also offers dedicated Learn and community platforms to help you sharpen your Archicad skills and connect with other users. Whether you're looking to deepen your knowledge or share your experiences, these pages are the perfect place to do it. Just scan the QR codes on the screen to explore the Learn portal or join the community. Thank you so much for your attention and your time today. I hope you enjoyed today's webinar. And now, let's continue with our live Q&A.